Why is my husband's baby mom always messaging him all the time?
Just a little advice. Don't ever try to compete with a baby mama.
I don't hate the baby mamas. Like, you know, I be wanting to be cool. The baby mamas hate me, so
They be jelly.
they do.
Hello everybody, welcome back to AJ's Corner. I'm AJ, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. I neglected to record videos, so we're a little behind on the Bridgerton stuff, and I decided that instead of a wedding Wednesday, today we're going to have a baby mama Wednesday. This is probably going to be a pretty short video because I'm recording this on Monday and it's supposed to go live on Wednesday. But, you know, I'm just getting started, still figuring out this whole consistency thing. I'm trying my best. Anyway, let us begin. I finally ventured into TikTok to get footage, videos, all that stuff. So you guys can, you know, have the experience with me. I generally tend to watch all these YouTube videos that are talking about stuff that happened on TikTok. So I figured if I enjoy it, why not do it too? So our first one is... Okay, I think we've seen enough of that. So evidently we have a dear girlfriend or wife or whatever she thinks she is to this man. Confused, puzzled, befuddled, perplexed about why, oh why on earth would this man be calling his baby's mother? Why? Every second of the day. Preposterous, absolutely preposterous. It's uncalled for, it's uncouth, it's totally unacceptable. But that's the reality of the situation. You are a girlfriend, you are a wife, but you will never come before the mother of this man's children. You will never come before... Well, let me not say never, because there are some men who are able to put in pretty good boundaries with their baby's mother, but evidently this man is not one of said men. And even if they're able to put in said boundaries, what constitutes as a boundary and what is neglect of the child? Because at the end of the day, I always find it so funny when people say that, oh my god, marriage is such a commitment, I can't do it, ugh, marriage, and yet they're willing to make a whole human being. Is that not more of a commitment? I don't understand. And before people come in saying, oh, your husband can leave you, your wife can leave you in a marriage, well, yeah, but just because you could get hurt in a car crash doesn't mean you won't wear your seatbelt. It's still supposed to be a safety mechanism. It's still supposed to make leaving harder. Because at the end of the day, there's no two ways to look at it. In one case, you don't have anything legally binding you to this person except that child. So the most you can do is perhaps visitations, custody agreements, what's it called again? Child support. You can tell I don't have kids. But yeah. Visitations, custody agreements, child support. That's the most you can do with somebody who you were not married to before producing a child. But in the other case, okay, you'd have to go through the courts, you'd have to get a divorce, lawyer up and everything. And it makes things a lot harder for this person to just leave you in the dirt with these kids, if you understand what I'm saying. So yes, I will never understand the people who say that getting married is such a massive commitment, as if having a child with this person is not just as big of a commitment. And I'm gonna tell you something, just a little secret. Stop dating men with children. Who said that? Oh my goodness, who said that? Oh. This video is very unscripted. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. Stop dating men with children. Because honestly speaking, you will never be the first in that man's life. Their children will always take priority. Unless you're with the kind of man who neglects his children, which in that case, would you even want to be with a man that neglects his children? That sounds awful. So I think the best thing to do is just not date men with children. And ultimately, if you're not trying to be a baby mother and you want to keep that, if you want to maintain your ability to say, like, I'm not a baby mother, I don't have any children with anybody, I am a single woman, or I'm a woman that's dating and waiting till I get married to have my kids, yada, yada, yada. If you want to avoid being a baby mother, don't date men with kids. Because, in my opinion, the quickest way to become a baby mother is to date a man that has a baby mother. 1, 2, 3, 4, however many he already has. Not every single time, but people don't exactly change very much. Their habits don't exactly change very much in a lot of cases. So, if you date this man who had a child with one woman, fine, it didn't work out. Child with the second woman, it's a crazy coincidence, but it didn't work out. A child with a third woman, that is a weapon fashioned against you, and you need to run. Let's go back to what I was saying, yeah. The quickest way to become a baby mother is to date a man that already has kids with a woman that he did not marry, because the habits don't really change that easily. They really don't. If he did it with one woman, like, he's seen that he can do it, evidently. So there's a very high chance that he'll do it again. And the best predictor for future actions is the past. What did they do in the past? How did they behave? There usually are signs for these things. So when a lot of people say that, oh, they didn't know, and granted, things happen sometimes, but I feel like it's not as common for the pregnancy to come out of nowhere as people like to behave that it is. But I digress. Moving on.
Stop acting like you hate your baby mom. He give me head all up in it, shaking his dreads like Waka Flocka, like damn.
Need I say more? Need I say more? Evidently, the implication here is that her baby fathers keep coming back to her for whatever reason. From the video, again, my assumptions, I'm assuming that the baby fathers keep coming back, to roll about in the sheets. And that's another thing. When you have a child with someone as a woman, I talk like I know much about this. I'm just looking at the psychology of things. When you know that you've created such a heavy connection as having a child with somebody, you kind of find it easier to believe that you can always just go back to the person if anything happens. Because as much as people like to pretend that a child isn't as big of a commitment as a marriage, it is a bigger commitment. And deep down inside, most people are aware of this, even if they say otherwise. And we can see that reflected in the behavior of these men who will have a child with a woman and say that they don't want to get married, but still come back to her, because you know that that child is a tether. It's the link that you have with this woman, and chances are there's some part of her, perhaps, that may want to make things work out, that may want to be a family, because as much as some people have fought against it, there's an intense pressure for children to be in a two-parent household. There's all this shame, well, not as much as before, but there's all this shame surrounding a single-parent household when the other parent has not died. And honestly, a little bit of a controversial opinion, but I do kind of feel like the shame for single-parent households should come back a bit more. I feel like it's on the rise because of everything that's going on in the world right now. But in that particular aspect, it should come back a little more, because why would you willingly choose this? Why would you willingly not want to give your child two parents? It feels like self-sabotage. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there who will say that, oh, they're fine by themselves. They had a single parent household and they turned out fine. They're fine by themselves and everything. And that's all well and dandy. You could be fine, but you had to work harder to be fine. You weren't just like, oh yeah, I don't have a dad in the house, or I don't have a mom in the house, but I'm okay. You had to work harder to be fine. And I do feel like it's giving your child unfair disadvantages, unnecessary disadvantages before they're even born by actively choosing to have them outside of a structure or a unit. Because really, there's no village these days. Like, the village doesn't exist as much as we need it to in order to help raise children properly. So just deciding that you're going to have a kid by yourself when we already don't have as much of the help as we need in society for mothers. I say we, like, not a mother. Yeah, but when there's already not as much help as there should be for mothers, you actively want to do this by yourself. And I'm talking to the people who don't plan to not have children with the person that they're, laying down in bed with, because I hear too often how people are going raw, or how people are, just hitting it with nothing, no, not a membrane, not a piece of protection, not a thing in sight. And it's causing so many issues. There's so many STDs, STIs floating around. There's so many unsavory things happening these days because people are just like, knacking without anything. Without rhyme or reason. People are just, and it's scary, honestly. It's scary out there, but you don't have to actively choose this for your kids. Like, be careful, be safe. If this reaches even one person, girl or guy, male or female or whatever, if this reaches even one person and gives them pause before they start going around having sex like pregnancy is impossible. And I don't care about hormonal birth control. I really don't care, because that has such a high fail rate in terms of preventing pregnancies, and it can be so easily tampered with. Condoms, the protection wrapping up also can be tampered with easily, but like, I don't know, like, guys, just try. Because, I mean, even if they're tampered with, it's still better than nothing. But anyway.
Why is my husband's baby mom always messaging him all the time? Every single day, everywhere we go, like, his phone is chiming, kids mom, all day long. If the kids are with us, she's messaging him. If the kids are with her, she's messaging him all day long. I have combed through his phone. I have looked at these messages. They're all parenting messages. They're all just talk about the children. But I hate the constant contact with the other woman. I'm always telling him that he needs to have better boundaries. Is this a me problem? Or is this a her problem? Is this normal? Is this healthy? Am I doing the one making it bad?
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. Leave that man. Like, if you don't want somebody who's going to be constantly communicating with the parents of their child, then don't be with somebody that has a child. Like, it's pretty easy to understand. I don't know if she's a wife or if she's a, I don't know what she is. Oh yeah, she's she's a wife. Okay. I don't really have anything to say about this. I mean, I do have my opinions, but I think I've already said most of them earlier. Like, your husband probably had this child before meeting you. If this is not a cheating situation, he probably had this child before meeting you. You were fully aware. I hope anyway, I hope you were fully aware, because if he hid the fact that he had a child from you, it doesn't sound like he would have been. Since he's in such consistent communication with the mother of his children, I don't know if he would have hidden it, but it sounds like he didn't hide it. I feel like people need to be a lot more self-aware before getting into relationships like this. Know what kind of things you want, know the kind of things you desire in a relationship. If you are the kind of person who wants to be first for your partner, you come first, you come before everything everything else, say for the kids, maybe you two will have together down the line. You come first. There's nobody else that can like compete for your partner's attention or anything. If you want that kind of dynamic with your partner, then a man with kids that are not yours too is not an option for you. It's not a viable option for you, because no matter what you do, if he's a good man, if he's a good father, those kids are coming before you. And you want a good man, I'm sure. So just choose the ones that don't have kids. I want you guys to keep in mind, I'm mostly speaking from the perspective of someone who sees this stuff online a lot. In my personal life, it's not that common. I don't know too many people. Like, I know of a few here and there, but I don't have anyone in my personal life that has gone through a situation of being a baby mama. So this is me talking based of what I've seen online and what I myself know are my principles and how I react to certain things based on my knowledge of myself. My own self-awareness might not be the most self-awareness, but to a degree, you know? So yeah, it's very peculiar that you're upset about a man communicating with the mother of his child when you knew he had a child before then. You knew that, like, is it that people don't think? Do people just not think? Like, evidently, you are the problem, actually. Like, if you've come through everything and it's all just parenting related text messages, then you're the problem. I'm sorry. It doesn't sound like it's anything inappropriate. And you said you've asked him to put up more boundaries, but it doesn't sound like he doesn't have them, because the only conversations there are parenting related. So what other boundaries do you want him to put up? Do you want him to not be updated about his child? Do you want him to not update her about the child if he has them when she doesn't have them? Do you want him to not plan certain things with the mother of his child for the two of them? Like, what exactly do you want here? You should have been with a man that doesn't have children, and this is why. Anyway, moving on. I don't know why she seems like she's proud of herself. Like, what exactly are you accomplishing here? For those who are not looking at the screen, it says, my baby father, I'm paraphrasing, but it's not long. Sorry, my boyfriend and his baby mama arguing because I wasn't allowed at his daughter's birthday party or whatever. But she's obviously there at the birthday party because they're arguing right now. And I have no idea what you think you're accomplishing by putting yourself in situations like this. We have two options here, in my opinion. Either one, the baby mama is somebody who's combative, who's somewhat jealous, who doesn't really want him moving on. So she's trying to take it out on your relationship through the child, which is a possibility. It's not as much of a possibility as people like to have you think, because I hear it way too many times, like, oh, she's crazy, oh, she's insane, she's crazy, when really, like, you drove her mad. So it could be one where she's genuinely, like, actually not happy for him as a human being and does not want peace. She wants problems always.
I don't want peace, I want problems always.
That could be one of them. Or like, maybe she's seen something in you, or seen something in him, or seen how he behaves around his child when you are around, and decided that if he's going to come, he should not bring you for whatever reason. And frankly speaking, I don't really know what to think, because one way or another, if this woman gets married to the baby daddy, she will be the stepmother, and what are you gonna do then? But at the same time, if you're still just a girlfriend, I believe that you should stay in the place of a girlfriend. Not to say that you should just let her walk all over you or anything, but there are certain things that you don't need to impose on. You don't need to be at the daughter's birthday party. If you really want to celebrate the daughter's birthday, perhaps on one of the days when he has the daughter, you can like get her a gift or have a little celebration with just the two of you. But you don't need to create that drama for the baby mama and the daughter by deciding to show up, especially if you're just a girlfriend. If you were a wife, that's a different thing. It's just so many people trying to get a one-up on each other, like, oh yeah, his baby mama said that I shouldn't be at the party, but like, he decided that he's not gonna listen to her because she can't control us, and I'm gonna turn up at the party. And the person who loses in all of this is the child, because there's all this drama happening on their birthday, on the child's birthday, when really they probably just wanted peace and happiness and fun. So yeah, this is so irresponsible. I feel like I should do a video on how people actively refuse to care for children, or like how people are too reckless with having kids. I'm definitely gonna do a video on that, because I will say this once and never again in any of my future videos, but I am somebody who foresees myself being child free for the rest of my life. Meaning, I don't intend to have children, but I'm also the firstborn child. I'm the firstborn child, and there are 5 children in my family. Meaning, I have witnessed my parents parenting. I too have parented. I'm not going to let anybody tell me that I've not done some kind of parenting, because I have a 5-year-old sister. Well, she's 4, but she's turning 5 this year. So, yeah. So, but this is the one and only time I'm going to mention this on my channel. So, if you're coming later, oh, I think this could be cute, you know, like you guys know this lore about me that other people won't know when they join later after I blow. so so yeah, but this is the one and only time. So in my opinion, I feel like people don't actively think about the implications of having a child before having said child. And it pisses me off so much, because I don't hate kids. I'm fine with kids. Kids are fine. They're pleasant, they're cute, they're adorable. Like, hearing the sound of my baby sister's laughter is genuinely heart-lifting and heartwarming to me. However, people don't think about the other side. It's not just, oh, I'm gonna have a mini me that I'm gonna, walk around with, dress in matching clothes and everything, or oh, I'm gonna have this child in order to save my marriage, or in order to save my relationship, or to have him stay. No. There's so much more to having children. And this is a prime example of how nobody is thinking about the child. This is her birthday. This is her birthday. She probably just wants to relax, have fun, probably see her dad, because evidently the dad was invited. So she probably just wants to see her dad, have fun, be happy. But nobody is thinking of her. Like, they're actively, audibly arguing. And I really hope that it's like an argument after the party is already over, not while the party is happening. And the child's probably in front of all her friends, if she's old enough to have friends. Maybe she's like a baby. I don't know. I don't care. But yeah, like, people don't take having children seriously. People don't take marriage seriously. People don't take a lot of things seriously. At least they don't actively think about them before going into them. And it's really sad to see, because ultimately the person that will suffer is the child. But let's move on.
I don't hate the baby mamas. Like, you know, I be wanting to be cool. The baby mamas hate me, so...
They be jelly.
They do. They be like, this is who your girlfriend is? Miss Baddie? Yeah.
I don't have much to say on this. I don't think I have much to say on this. Good for you, I guess, Miss Baddie. If somebody has actually said this to her, then I'm sorry that they're jealous of you. But also, what's the point of all this argument? Like, again, why are you people without kids dating men with children if you don't want to compete? Like, I feel like this is all just rooted in some women wanting to compete with other women. And some people find that the easiest way to do that is to be chosen over another woman by a man. Oh, and especially if he has kids with this woman. I mean, like, he has a whole kid with this woman, but he's choosing me. Like, are you hearing yourself? It's just crazy, in my opinion. But whatever. I mean, some baby mothers are jealous. Like I said earlier, there's a possibility that she's not somebody who's moved on. She could be unhappy with the fact that they're no longer together. But again, it's not always the case, and we can't always assume that that's the case.
Asking about kids like you know my kids.
I do know your kid.
How do you know my kids?
I know your kid because I know your baby daddy. I know your baby daddy because I sit on his like almost every other night.
I feel like so much of this is uncalled for. This is uncalled for. Like, why? Why do people just stand up? stand up. You're better than this. You're fighting with quote-unquote delusional baby mama. That's the caption in the video if you're not watching. Delusional baby mamas be like. And then, obviously, you heard it. What do you aim to accomplish? Like, okay, you people knock. There are some men that will knock anything. Like, what are you trying to accomplish here? Like, oh yeah, I know your kids because, like, you know, I know his preak. I can't. What's the aim of all this? What's the point? I don't know. Well, I believe that's that from me for today. That's all the TikTok videos we're gonna get today. But yeah, as you can see, I am not somebody who aspires to be a baby mother, so I can't relate. It's possible that that could be clouding my vision, but I don't think so, at least not very much, because it just feels like common sense. Like, people need to think a lot more before they have kids, because these days it feels like people are not thinking as much. Though I do hear that people not having kids is on the rise, like the rates of childbirths are declining, so that's could point to a good sign. But ultimately, it feels juvenile and trivial. All these videos, I'm just looking at them. You've seen my faces. If you weren't watching, I'm sure you can imagine the face I had when watching these videos, because why? What's the point? What's the goal? What's the end game here? Are y'all okay? Are you okay? You're competing with the baby mama, okay? Your baby daddy is communicating with the mother of his child about said child. Like, all of these can be avoided if you people just stop dating men with children. Just don't date men with children. Fine. I'm sure there are some really nice guys who don't have kids and are also up to standard. Date one of them. I feel like this isn't rocket science, but that's the topic of today's videos. Anyway, if you got this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think in the comments. Are you somebody who thinks baby mama culture, baby daddy culture, babies out of wedlock, all of that are fine? Are you somebody who agrees with me? Are you somewhere in the middle that, like, it's okay in certain situations? Because I, of course, do understand when it takes you by surprise after you've taken every single precaution. That I understand. But, you know, let me know how you feel. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.